Nasa. Ooh, I was just thinking, you can watch that entire video on my YouTube channel if you feel inclined. Lunasa, but inshallah and ashe. With the frequency of the cosmic energy today is one of how we treat ourselves, how we resound with ourselves and initiate ourselves, our actions, our character, our inner responses to how we respond to ourselves. So this energy can manifest in a variety of forms. However, the loop you may get on ought to be nothing less than loving ourselves more from the inside and taking actions and responding to ourselves in ways that are heartfelt and loving. So what does that even look like? So like taking an action to eat healthy, take an action to put positive affirmations in your morning ritual, or just taking an action today and go buy yourself something to initiate the change, the transformation in how you do respond to yourself. So, whatever habit that you initiate today, it's more than likely going to stick. So I'd stay on the other side of the coin of whatever you wish to initiate because both loops will stick. So if it's negative, that is also a loop that will be hard to transform. But welcome to today's Daily Snippet. It's Amusing Monday, and I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and also a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic Sha medium, and my intention is to utilize the power of these indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic, our divine self, through these realms that are elemental, imaginal, and through the gateway of the shamanic portal, if you will, along with the cosmos and subtle energies, and really so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals to add to your juice of your personal container, your personal medicine, that prime directive, like what you came here to be, just assisting you into discovering that inner genius, your personal medicine, the star that I truly believe we all are, and reintroducing you to that magical essence that resides within so that you may shine your light even brighter. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room, which may be changing it up a little bit. But there's plenty of action on the highway today. It's this initiative, or an initiation even, to take action. It's supported. We're going to support our growth in our heart sphere, if you will. So our action energy is flowing along with the decision to serve our higher purpose with an end goal. A new way of being, like the old is beginning to dissipate as the new unfolds, similar to how a butterfly kind of comes out of the cocoon transformed, or the rising of a phoenix even. So you may have a blazing heart filled with purpose. Creating it makes it take form, shape energy to form, becoming concrete in these streams of love, if you will. Just honoring ourselves with heartfelt streams out into the airwaves honors others as well. So you may become very assertive with your own plans. So try to remain open to some innovative surprises as well. And just listening to our heart's intention really establishes a smooth sailing on those juicy galactic waves. But our root center is activated today along with our heart. So we have two tonalities that we could chant for the day. But the chalice is really the queen bee and listening to our heart's needs. Respond in kindness to yourself. Respond in kind. If anyone is in your environment that is less than kind, do what you can to initiate no response whatsoever. I generally just will put my hand on their shoulder and let them get on with their day. So it's a great day to activate an exercise routine. The energy's activated. Movement really is the best source of reflection for the day. Could be a meditation movement like yoga, tai chi, go for a hike, go surfing. Physical body movements, physical things, that is the root center. So anything like that, even doing something that you heartfelt love doing, digging in the dirt, planting, weeding, just be creative. So besides being a great day to stop one habit, and it's a greater idea to initiate habits of more self-love within ourselves. So anything that creates interference or forces of adversity should really be stopped. It's time to liquidate, if you will, the vibration of the queen bee to a new frequency. So with that, if you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Authentically Heartfelt, please do. Again, Tanya D. And a big shout out again to my new subscribers. Ashe, blessings, and thank you. My show is growing and expanding, and I want to share that gratitude. And go ahead and hit the bell button so you too are notified. And a comment or a share will get you a message for your day to just bring out your own joy and get you on your way, echoing out the algorithm to other like-minded musers out in the galactic universe who may also muse about insights of the other world, the world of spirit, the ancestor source, beings that are otherworldly or elemental, and really so much more. You could also find me on other social platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my Musing with Tanya D podcast. And if your soul wishes to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, head on over to my Musing Corridor. This is my digital library in the sky. It's a venue where you have some amazing options to assist you, to guide you, along with a private sacred circle, a community to utilize as well, especially to know you're not crazy. I really am your shamanic otherworldly assistant. You truly are your own healer. Sometimes we just need an otherworldly perspective. So just a few announcements. If you have yet to register for Mastering the Art of Becoming a Magnetic Manifester, A Witcher's Way to Manifestation is out on the highway. I'm going live this Thursday, which is an energy of when it starts to get fun. So be sure to join. I'd love to see you there. We really are our greatest asset or our worst enemy, that looping. So reserve your spot now. I'll be going places that you've probably maybe never been, just opening your eyes to something otherworldly when it comes to manifestation, the art of it, how to be in flow, to get to the root symptom, the original cause of your ability to manifest or not to manifest, going to the sacred, the energetic boundaries, and then to the inner altar, going into the inner world, the origins. So this is not really an offering for the weak at heart. We're really going to address some symptoms, the energetic cause, the physical conundrum, and so much more. But you're going to be in a safe environment. It's going to be super galactic fun, really. So if you're stuck on the hamster wheel of any aspect of your life, issues with manifesting, the love of your life, a new place to live, a car, a career, join the Witcher's Way to Manifest. The link again is in the show notes to register, especially if you're at the crossroads of having an energetic hiccup, feeling the call to really montanize your medicine. And today, my otherworldly insights, this year, that's what I've coined the seasons podcast. I always give my podcast a seasonal name, but that should be landing in your inbox. This is Raziel for the season of the sun, the angelic being of Leo. So each year, again, I title my podcast seasons. I may go next year with the season of the Witcher. I don't know, kind of filling that out, seeing how it plays. And if you're in need of a one-on-one, a cowrie shell divination, the link is in the show notes to meet with the Otherworldly Congress, a prescription, a ritual to address the symptoms of adversity. And also this Sunday, I've got a lot happening on lately. This Sunday, we have my meditation circle. If you're open to receive, join in for that as well. It's streaming at 10 a.m. Mountain Time in my village. Okay, so our options today, we've got a Dirty Martini. I wish that was a dark beer, but a beer nonetheless, and a juicy glass of red wine. So we have some options. Go ahead and comment what resonates with you. What's streaming in, what feels juicy. I'd probably go with all three myself. Just saying. Okay, on the elemental highway, we've got a yang fire dog of a day, a Bing Zhu. But at the hour of the horse, we're going to have a fire trine. And fire is on the airwaves. It's a fire season. In the Dagara cosmology, it's a fire year. So fire is probably hitting it pretty heavy. And our day kind of looks heavy already just looking at it. All that earth, fire to the earth. So it's solid, but it's on the rise. So it's feeding the dominant element of the goat and the dog, actually, all that fire. It's still hot, so we do need the big water that's on the year to provide moisture to our dry day. It's strong. So yin water would do the job, but yang water is actually better. But we also need big metal, that unrefined metal, so it can be utilized to build and produce more of the water elemental. We do have metal, yin metal hidden in the dog, but it's not enough. It's going to take some of that energy from the earth, the metal, but the big trees, the big tree, the tiger, that's going to loosen up the thick earth too that we have. So there's a lot going on. We've got elementally, we've got a balance between fire and earth as well, but the thick earth, that's a lot of earth that we have. And yin metal combining with the yang fire from the dog, that's going to produce some water, which is also great. So there's no need for more earth. It contaminates the water and it's going to weaken the fire, which might not be such a bad idea. But earth is performance for our day, a yang fire day master. Earth is performance or output, so we need that. And the yang fire, that is the sun. The yin fire is the candle, just warming things up. So it kind of flows with the cosmic energy of the day as well. Metal would be my choice for an elemental. So that could be air, stone, even an angelic being like Raziel. So water would be my second choice to get into the flow. And as far as our worldly gods, the talents coming in, our day is overly charismatic. It's at the top. So this is somebody who's tends to become famous effortlessly. People just flock to them. They carry that frequency, that vibration. They see them as an authority figure, lots of confidence and courage, self-esteem. But remember, the charismatic god comes from the original talent of being a warrior. The warrior talent, that belongs to power, and the opposing side of that is a diplomat. So the warrior is very capable of exercising, commanding authority. They're courageous. They do take a stand in all situations that are somewhat intimidating for others, but they're also resilient. They rarely back down from a good fight. They're known literally for their ability to pick themselves up after setbacks. They rally, they inspire everyone around them. They like that, but they like to be bold, brave, charismatic. They're the ones setting the trends, not really following them. They're highly ambitious, enthusiastic about everything they do, and more importantly, things they care about. Rarely do they give up on their goals, no matter how hard or impossible they seem to be. This is fire energy, right? So that's kind of what it is. They are who they are because of what's around them. So people either make them, so without a gathering of people around them to inspire and command, they really feel like they have no purpose, or not much purpose is left, really. So typically they're comfortable around people, gatherings, especially groups, where they know how to excel and use their charisma and command an audience, if you will, their skills. And if it's excessive, it can be detrimental. It's always about balance, right? That's when they become demanding and pushy. They might even stay away from them because they tend to be forceful. People, like, it ends up being in the opposing forces a detriment, right? People stay away because they're pushy and forceful, and they react quickly, too harsh. They become paranoid, moody, and even suspicious even. Lots of politicians have this talent, which is kind of essential, right? Because it carries the traits of successful leadership, authority, and charisma. George Soros, Howard Hughes, Tom Brady, Frank Sinatra, Elvis have this talent. I named the politicians last time, so that's why I went with the other peeps this time. But you can kind of see how they have that ability. So again, we got beer, a dirty martini, and a juicy glass of wine. Options. So comment. So first up, if you choose the dirty martini, that's what I would probably start with. The dirty martini. You get thunder. This is message 56. This is about opening up to receive our thoughts and our messages from spirit and angelic being. When we align with that and being mindful, we are open to receive. We then become mindful and we become aligned with our innate integrity, and just remember to add more of that sauce, inner love and outer love in our garden, and feel into that as well. But thunder, right? Who doesn't really love a thunderstorm? And the beings of thunder, you know, those legends, they speak to these beings that live in the sky and the clouds. So this is when great events or phenomenons are meant to happen in the world. Being that thunder showed up, it's kind of a warning that there might be some tensions in a situation, and they're called out to be released to get into the flow. But the medicine and the message, that's a reminder of these dramatic moments in life that really can shift and change everything. I think they're both awesome, maybe a little frightening. When thunder arrives, it's also a wake-up call. I actually have that in my cowrie shell divinations, an emblem that means like it's time to wake up, something that you may not forget very soon. But who doesn't love an amazing thunderstorms? It's like the gods are speaking, like announcing something big, and that we need to listen. So, the message here being that it is otherworldly. It's like, are we feeling unnecessary drama is detaining our life, like holding us back? Or could we be exhausted from listening to others telling us their never-ending victim story, the victimhood? Or maybe that's something you're telling yourself, the same version of that. So it's really time for doing about face. You're being kind of warned that if we continue on this path, we're going to regret the choices that we make, even if they appear benign or familiar. So it's time to say no to the drama, both for yourself and for others, and just focus on solutions rather than problems, knowing we are worthy of having a drama-free life and environment. Kind of interesting there, right? Okay, who chose the beer? A dark, stealthy beer. That's what I'd go for. 27, the hunter. So 27, and I know a thing or two about 27. This is what one feels and what one senses, just feeling things out and tuning into the realm of spirit before we initiate the action of the day. Pretty curious there. But the huntress or the hunter, also otherworldly. So before the tides of time, the dawn of agriculture, we hunted in the forest to feed the village, the community. And the hunter would never take more than the village needed to survive, often taking only one creature. They called it the good kill. This is like the master tracker who knows the path to follow to get to success, possibly the divergent end of the road, something like that. But the message here, the medicine, is not to settle for roadkill. That could be poisonous, so be careful that you do not become the prey of your desires or your fantasies as well. And just remember not to want more than you actually need. So we're kind of not being guided by having that unquenchable thirst of ambition. So it's okay to come home empty-handed sometimes. We're not alone, right? It really takes a village, a community working together to thrive together as well. So that's curious. I kind of like these messages today. And our final message, streaming from the glass of wine, a nice juicy, oops, wrong way, glass of wine. Thunder. I got the thunder beings coming. I can feel them. The other world, or the upper world. It's always the other world to me. But being upperworldly, it's not otherworldly, it's upperworldly. And the 59, so this is also being mindful of the actions we take, these initiations, knowing where our heart does and doesn't belong. And then we get the memo, the mind is clear. We end up back where we began, being mindful. So we got to start from one wave and move into another. So this is an amazing message. This is our angels, gatekeepers, helpers, the singers of the realms, the gardens of our galaxy, the guardians, the ancient ones, all these different varieties of luminous beings that populate the upper world. It's a place where we go to retrieve our destiny, to find out who we will become, which that's kind of what we're striving for. Discovering our greatest potentials, those undreamt possibilities, right? So it's also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive, our ancestors, when they complete their circuitry, their journey to the light. So this is an invitation saying that the upper world is calling us to really step into our skin and to fully realize who we are ourselves, like clearing away distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. So it's almost like fate is calling and destiny is the instigator. So don't fall to the temptations to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. It's time to initiate. So what you may have perceived as a problem or an obstacle, a force of adversity, that is the irritation that we need to wake us up, the thunder, and jump, move, do something. And remember, you can't get somewhere in the little leaps. Babies aren't made in a day either. Babies, literally, they're a lifelong commitment. Ask any parent. They're always there. It's not like a one and done thing. It takes time and space to nurture them. So without initiating change in our heartfelt behavior within ourselves, our heart center, so it's time to take an action to initiate and have a new heart-centric behavior. And then the sauce becomes to thicken, and then it becomes a habit. So I'm telling you, you know, my little grandma is about to turn the magic of reaching 97 in a month. She'll have been embodied on the earth plane for 97 years, moving into her 98th. So, I mean, I'm like, shift. I need to upcycle my routines. What we be is what comes. So she's doing great. She totally has her mind. She's quick. She's hilarious, you know, but being embodied so long, for so long on the earth plane, just saying, it's a little hard for her to get around, but she's quick-witted, so that's super amazing. 90, and her sister's gonna be 98 or 99, I can't remember, but with that, do some grounding into the air, do some breath work, do some chanting, and I would affirm that I am taking action on behalf of my heart, actually, today, initiating change for the better or the gooder. So take an action today to register for the art of magnetic manifestation, a Witcher's way. And with that, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the other side. Ashe, initiate the change you wish to see.